guys, sorry to keep you waiting. My internet was not, hopefully we'll take our big jumpers off in just a second. Because it's a little bit chilly here too, believe it or not. And we're actually going to start, just move this out of the way quickly, kneeling on the mat, okay? So we're switching up. Now, the first thing that we're going to focus on is just getting a bit of breath and just really, really opening up that body, okay? So the main thing that I want you to focus on when you get here, and especially in a kneeling position, is often the pelvis will want to tilt forward. So I want you to think of really pressing your hips forward and zipping up pubic bone to belly button, okay? From there, we're going to interlace the fingers and we're going to take our hands behind our head. And I want you to have your hands in your peripheral vision, right? So they don't want to be all the way back, because what tends to happen is we tend to hyperextend. So we want to keep them slightly forward. We want to zip up through pubic bone to belly button. I then want you to just take some nice deep breaths in. And as you breathe in, I just want you to lift your chest just slightly, and then exhale, relax it back down. So we're breathing in, little lift in the chest, exhale, relax and come back down. And it's just to give us a little extension, that little release, okay? Now, what I want you to avoid is pushing the hips forward to create extension. No, this part of our back has about 15 degrees extension. It's not a lot, yeah? Usually our lumbar is the one that does all the work. So this really is about just lifting right from your breastbone an inch or so and back. So we're going to do one more here. And back, and then we're going to come to center. We're then going to open the elbows really wide, and we're going to rotate our rib cage from right to left. And this is just super relaxed, remembering we're not pushing to end range. And be careful that as we do this, you're not letting that head slump forward. Think of pressing the head into the hands, and that's our reminder to keep that lovely length and elongation through the neck. We're going to do one more on each side, just to create that lovely feeling of rotation. Think of lifting out of your hips as we finish on the left-hand side. And then we come all the way back to center and we place our hands down by our side. Now from there, we're going to do a gentle side bend. So I want you to think of sliding your right hand down your thigh and then lifting up nice and tall. And then I want you to think of sliding your left hand down your thigh and sitting up nice and tall. Really good. And we're just going to do really gentle little rotation side to side. And again, we're not going to end range. We're just creating that little bit of movement through that body, because we need to stay mobile and flexible through the spine as well as strong, okay? So you're going to finish your last one on each side for me, just super gentle, not going to the furthest you can go, just enough to get a bit of movement through the spine. And then we're going to come back to center. We're then going to cross our hands over our chest and we're going to create a little circle. Now there is a tiny bit of forward flexion here, but no more than we would do if we were brushing our teeth, right? So don't worry too much. So we're going to do a little side bend. We're gently going to soften our chest forward as if you're trying to look down at your knees or your feet. Then you're going to circle all the way over to the left and then all the way around. And you're just going to give me 2 of these little tiny circles. The aim is that we create this mobility, or this like nice mobilization through our upper back as our lower body stays nice and stable, okay? Just 3. And then once you've done 3 in that direction, I want you to come the other way. The real focal point of the exercise being that lifting out of your hips as you go back and that lifting of the breastbone as you come around. So always, whenever we're side bending or we're doing that extension, so backwards, we're thinking of lifting up before we go. And then once you finish your last one, you are going to just bring your hands onto your hips. Now, if you are standing, this is your opportunity to get down on the mat, because this exercise we do from kneeling, okay? So what I want you to do is really press those hips forward, okay? So it's that really tight position. Now, what you'll feel as soon as that happens is that big stretch in the front of your thighs. And from there, I want you to gently lean back, keeping that lovely line till you feel a nice stretch in the front of your thighs here. And then you're going to lift up and you come back so you're resting over your knees. Now, how far you go doesn't really matter. I want you to go as far as you can maintain that lovely body position and feel that lovely stretch. That's it, guys. We're just going to do 3 more here. So it's a gentle lean back just to open up the front of the body, right? We want to get that nice stretch through our chest, through our abdominals and hips. We've got 2 more, super, super gentle. And back, really nice, guys. You could just tuck those ribs into the front pockets of your trousers. Then they're going to come all the way back. And then you're just very gently going to place those hands down onto the mat. So from there, we're going to go into our drinking lion, yeah? So we've worked on this the last couple of weeks. So I want you to tuck your tailbone under and scoop the belly button up to the ceiling. That's what opens up our lower back. We're then just very gently going to sit back towards the heels, forearms onto the floor, sweep the chest along the mat, and then you press up to your extension position, tuck the tailbone, gently round the spine into your kitten, so we're not going to full range, pushing back, forearms on the mat, sweep the chest forward and lift. So we're really creating this nice undulating movement, right? The aim is that you just keep flowing through each position. So we've got rounded, lifting those abdominals up, sitting back towards the heels, forearms on the mat, and sweep forward into that extension. Last one here, gang. Wherever you are, just enjoying that nice movement through the body. And then once you've finished, we're going to finish in a nice neutral position. Now, from there, we're going to go from neutral. So that's our lovely flat back and our abdominals lifted. And I just want you to see if you can look forward and think of pressing your chest towards the front of the room and then coming back to that neutral. So what we're trying to do is just isolate that movement through our upper back and then back to neutral, okay? And again, you can do this from forearms if it's uncomfortable on the wrist. You just tend to get a bit more lower back. But that you're more than welcome to do that one, okay? That's it, gang. You're going to give me 1 more. So remember, we've not got a big degree of extension there, but we really want to create as much movement as we can, okay? So once you finish your next one, I want you to come back to that nice neutral position, and we're going to do our little scapular push-ups. So you're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then you're going to push the shoulder blades apart. That's it. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, push the shoulder blades apart. And we're going to do about 8 more of those. Now, ideally, we want to keep our elbows nice and straight, and we want to keep our back straight as well. So what often will happen is people will want to round the back, okay? And that's the tricky part, right? Isolating the back and just getting the shoulder blades to move. They're not going to move a lot. It's not a big, big movement, but it is important to understand so we know where our shoulders want to be in this position, okay? So once you've finished your last one, I want you to find a neutral position, so halfway between those 2 points, and we're going to slide right arm and left leg along the mat, and then lift them up into our bird dog. From there, you're going to lower it down towards the floor. You're going to smoothly transition, so there's no movement as you change sides, and lower. We're going to do about 8 of these. And the aim here is that that belly button lifts up towards the ceiling. So I've got no arching in my back, right? That's pretty if we're at gymnastics club. But no, we want to lift up our abdominals and have that feeling of length and elongation. And changing sides is the hard part, right? Making it a smooth and seamless transition. When it looks like there's no movement at all, we know we've got that full body integration. We really understand where our shoulders are supported, our pelvis and our hips are too. Good, nice guys. 1 more on each side for me. Beautiful. Very nice. And you're going to finish your last one. Stay in the air for me. So we're going to do abduction. I'm going to face this way so you can see. I want you to reach your arm and leg to the side without your pelvis or your shoulders moving. Come back to center and then lower back down. So arm and leg lifts up the same as before, but then this time I open my arm and leg to the side. That's it. I come back through center and lower back down. I'll do it this way as well, you can see. So what you'll notice is that my hip, oh, if I can keep my balance, my hip doesn't move. I only allow that leg to open as far as you can maintain that pelvic position. And that's the tricky part. We're opening, we're creating abduction, so that we're strengthening the shoulder and the hip. Yeah? You got it, guys. You're just going to give me 4 more. Nice deep breaths. Don't forget about that shoulder position. Don't forget about that feeling of scooping the abdominals up for that support in the lumbar. Yes, and once you've finished your 4th one, I want you to sit back into a child's pose. And I want you to take a little breather. Good, guys. Breathe. Oh, yes. Remember, you can be in your puppy pose, right? So you sit in your child's pose. But in Pilates, we call it rest pose, you know, just to be different. Or puppy pose, you're going to have that bottom slightly in the air, which gives you more of a shoulder stretch, okay? Now from here, the last couple of weeks, we've been trying to get that really good body position in a kneeling plank. So we're going to practice that now. So we're going to start from our child's pose or our rest pose, and I'm going to walk my hands forward. And I'm going to shift my weight forward, so my wrists are underneath my shoulders. I'm in my kneeling plank position, and then I'm going to push back to rest. And I just want you to do this a few times. Shift the weight forward, find your kneeling plank position, and then shift back and find that rest and relaxation. And we're just going to do a few of these, right? And the reason that we're going to do it is, A, I want to see that you understand where that body wants to be in a plank, and also you guys feel it, right? Because more complex exercises like planks, push-ups, we've got to have a really good understanding of where that core is so that the lumbar spine doesn't take all that work. Good, gang. Really nice. Don't forget about those shoulders either, right? Press the shoulders away. Feel that space that like we found in the scapular push-ups. That's it. And then coming back and hold it there a second. Okay. It's looking nice, guys. Shoulders are looking good. One thing I really want people to be conscious of. Often what happens when people shift forward is the tendency is to let the pelvis drop. Now, when I let my pelvis drop, what happens is I lose that connection through my center, through my abdominals, and my lumbar takes a lot of the strain. So if anything, I want you to lift your bottom up about 1 inch, and then I want you to imagine pulling your pubic bone towards your belly button. So you've got that really tight position, and I want everyone to hit that for me now. And I'm going to come and have a good look. That's it. Nice. Yeah. Good. Now from there, ladies, I want everyone to lower themselves down to the mat. Right? So staying in that position. See if you can lower yourself all the way down. If you can't, don't worry. And then when you get there, oh, you can take a little breather. We all okay? Give me thumbs up. Okay, good. So from there, ladies, we're going to line up front, but I want your arms to be in this position, like 2 strong right angles lying on the mat. Let me move my camera down as well so you guys can get a good look. So we're going to do a little bit of work in or mobilizing our shoulder and our rotator cuff. So if you've got a cushion or a pad you want to put on your mat, you can. We're going to have our arms in those nice 2 right angle positions. Legs are nice and comfortable. Now, all I want you to do is just very gently see if you can keep your elbows on the mat, but hover your forearm off the floor and down. Now, this more than likely, it's probably not going to come up more than a couple of centimeters, yeah? But the reason that we want to do it is because in order to have strong, healthy, mobile shoulders, that rotator cuff has to work really well. And when we do this action, what happens is the shoulder downwardly rotates, which is really important when we lift. And we want to get shoulders gliding nice, right? So that we get full mobility. Good. Now, some of you might have a little bit more lift than others. Yes, gang. But what it is it's a really good opportunity to kind of see maybe where you've got a bit of tightness, a bit of stiffness. Good. Now from there, I want everyone to just lift their chest up just about an inch or so. Hold it there. Then I want you to alternate arm to arm. So see if you can do your right arm first, then see if you can do your left arm first. That's it. And you're going to give me 7 more. 7 and 6. Now, be really careful. Another thing that will want to happen is that the arm will want to come in close, kind of like that shape. I want you to try and keep them parallel to the floor, right? Kind of like robot arms, yeah? When that arm inwardly rotates, right, we're moving from the elbow and not from the shoulder blade. That's the tricky part, huh? Good. Really nice, guys. Remember, elbows stay grounded. That's it. Not super big. Beautiful. And once you have finished your last one, I want you to relax your chest down towards the floor. And then I want you to make a little pillow for your forehead with your hands. Good. From there, I want you to gently press your pubic bone into the floor. And I want you to float your right leg off the mat. That's it. You're then going to put your right leg down. And then you're going to float your left leg off the mat. And down. And we're just going to do 8 more of these. Super gentle. Pelvis doesn't move. Head and shoulders are relaxed. And we've got that little bit of engagement in our glutes because the pubic bone is in contact with the floor. Okay? So you've got about 1 more on each side. And then from there, we're going to go into double leg. If you feel comfortable, both legs lift up, both legs lower. If you don't, you're going to stick with that single leg option. We've got 8 more here. We go 8 and 7 and 6. Final 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, I want everyone to hold those legs in the air. Now I want you to kick those legs as fast as you can as if you're swimming. Good, and you're going to kick them really hard for 10 and 9 and 8. Keep them straight though. 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Hold them out for a second. Relax them into the floor. Oh. Bend your knees for me. And just drop your feet from side to side like little windscreen wipers. That's it. It's a really good way to get those hamstrings nice and active and prep us for the next part of the exercise. So that was our swimming legs. Now we've got to do our swimming arms, okay? So let's start with a bit of extension in the back. So we're just going to bring our arms to that first position, okay? Those 2 right angles. And you're just going to start by lifting your breastbone up and down. So exactly the same movement that we did when we were kneeling. But now our lower back is going to be doing a lot more work, which for once we want it to, yeah? That upper back does the first 15 or so degrees, and then it's our lumbar that does the rest. And we do want to work it. We want to fortify, we want to get it stronger to protect the spine. Yes, 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 guys. You're just going to give me 3 more here. Super relaxed. Breathe in and out. Good. Rachel, can you open the arms nice and wide and get your chest all the way to the floor for me? That's it. And then I want you to think just the breastbone lifts up and breastbone down. That's it. Really good, guys. So we're going to finish off our last one here, and then we're going to add on. Okay? Really nice. So from there, we're all going to stretch our arms out in front of us. Now, if you can't, because maybe you've got shoulder pain or shoulder difficulty, you can keep the arms bent. Yeah? Keep them where they are. From there, guys, we're going to lift our chest up, arms and legs up. If you're going for your full swimming, you're here, and then relaxing back down. And we're just going to do about 4 of those, okay? So you're either going to be here, arms straight, shoulder difficulty or pain, you're going to be in that nice 2 right angle position. We've got 3 more here. Lift and down. I always call this Mission Impossible. when the elbows are bent up and down. If you can straighten those arms, go for it. This is the more challenging of the two, right? Arms are heavy when they go overhead. It's more resistance, heavy to lift. Last one, and release. Now from there, we're going straight into our swimming. So I want everyone to lift arms and legs off the mat. Now you're going to lift opposite arm, opposite leg, and change. So we call this swimming. Opposite arm, opposite leg, chest is off the mat, and we swim. Now if you can do it faster, go faster. If you've got your elbows bent, same movement, right? The focus is up, 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 up. Everyone's going to give me 8 more. 8, 7, 6, right? So that's going to give you that support. It's not going to be as much load on that back. Yeah?
Thank you.
Really nice, guys. So once you have finished your last one, I want you to all just take a nice deep breath, sit back into a child's pose, and take 3 nice deep breaths there. Very nicely done, guys. Now, they are not easy exercises, right? It is a lot of work for our back, but these are the kind of exercises that are really going to strengthen and fortify that spine, right? Particularly that run down the spine, so our extensors. Yeah? So let's do a little release for our back. And then we're going to finish. So come and lie on your side and then roll onto your back. Pull those knees into the chest. Now, when you're here, you can rock gently from side to side or hands on the kneecaps and you can circle the knees around. Super relaxed. And then over to the other side. Good. And just take a couple of nice deep breaths there. Really, really lovely. And then we're going to finish with some bridging and a nice pelvic curl, okay? So I want you to place those feet onto the floor, place those hands down by your side. And the first thing I want you to do is a little pelvic rock. So I just want you to rock your pelvis forward and back. And the sensation will be that the lower back lifts away from the floor when the pelvis tilts forward and the lower back gently makes contact with the mat when you roll it backwards, yeah? So we just do that a couple of times. And this just gives us a nice stretch and release through our lumbar, okay? Really, the focus always wants to be on that feeling of the pubic bone pulling towards the belly button and the lower back making contact with the back. That's that lovely lengthening feeling. Now, once you finish your last one here, you're going to just relax the spine. So we're just in neutral, right? We're just naturally where our spine wants to be. We're then going to lift our hips all the way up to the ceiling, pressing our arms into the floor. And then I just very gently want you to just roll down through each vertebra. Tailbone is the last thing, okay? So the hips lift up. We take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale, really try and create this lovely controlled movement through each vertebra. Tailbone down. Lovely, ladies. Everyone's just going to give me 3 more like this. And this is just that moment where we're just going to slowly bring down the tempo of the class, right? If you want to close your eyes at this point as well, right? So we create that feeling, or we really understand what it is to have that feeling in our body, right? Which is one of the awesome things about Pilates, okay? Probably than any other exercise method is we really kind of set that consciousness. What's going on in our body? How is it feeling? Really good. And once you finish that third one here, we're just going to open the legs out to about the width of our mat. So they're quite wide. And if it's comfortable for you, you can take your hands overhead, okay? If it's not, you can leave them down by your side. We're then going to slowly open or drop both of our knees over to the right. And I want you to think of keeping your left shoulder blade in contact with the floor and pressing down through your left knee. So that's going to give you that stretch through the side of the body. You're then going to take a big breath out and you're going to roll your hips back to center, and then we're going to go on the left. So both of those Knees are going to go over to the left. This time you're going to push through your right shoulder blade and your right knee. You're going to breathe into wherever you feel tightness in that body. And then exhale, come back. And I just want you guys to alternate from side to side, okay? And what I mean by breathe into the space, that's another way you can just close your eyes. And if you feel tight somewhere, when you take that inhale, imagine that you could send your breath into that area of the body. And then as you take the exhale, you just feel it melt away. Really nice, guys. Good. We're going to do one more on each side. Keep that breath going. So we want to get that breath deep into the body. We want to feel that release through the hips, through the shoulders if the arms are overhead. Really nice. So last one here. Really good. Once you've taken a nice deep breath here, I want you to roll all the way onto that side for me. And then I want you to push yourself all the way up to seated. And then we're going to make our way up to standing. And we're going to finish with a little bit of balance. Sound good? Okay. Dima, what was that face? I know it's later for you, isn't it? You know? Okay, gang. So last week, if you weren't, oh, it would help if you could see all of me, wouldn't it? Oh, I just broke a glass. I just broke a glass. It's okay.
Oh my.
I know, but I'm teaching, so sorry, my husband just thought something awful has happened.
Yes.
I just broke a glass. Okay. So, balance. Last week, if you were here, then you will know that we started a little balance routine. So this time we're going to just do the same routine and each week we're going to add to it, okay? So let's just start standing on the mat. Now, if you need to hold on to something, then you can. Okay? So we're going to start with a single leg balance on our right leg. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And I want you to take a step forward on the lifted leg, and then you're just gently going to take your back leg off. So we're doing a single leg hinge. Beautiful. From there, you're going to take a step back, and then you're going to lift that same leg. We're in that single leg balance. Easy, right? We're then going to take that leg to the side. You're going to step on it, and then you're going to lean over to the left. Yes, guys. You're then going to step back. You're then going to lift that leg up. And then you're going to see if you can give me a little circle with your lower leg. That's it. And then we're going to relax back down. And we're going to go again on the other side. So now we're going to take a single leg balance on that left leg. That's it. Now you're going to take a big step forward. Lean forward and take that opposite leg off. Now the further that you lean, the bigger that you make it, harder it's going to be. That's it. Now take a step back. Immediately lift that front leg up. That's it. And then we're going to take that leg to the side. Now we're going to step onto that leg for me. And you're gently going to shift your weight over. Kind of like a little aeroplane. Yes, guys. The more you lean, the harder it is, yeah? You're then going to take a step back onto that leg. Lift that right leg nice and high. And then give me a funky little circle with that lower leg. Yes. Nice. And then relax and come down. How do we feel? Good? Better than the glass? Yeah? Good. Okay. So we're going to do it one more time to finish. Now I want you to challenge yourself, right? The more you lean, the higher that leg lifts, the more challenging it's going to be. So that's how you adjust it or scale it back, right? Going to be more upright. So single leg balance on that right leg. Good. Nice big step forward. Lean forward. Yes, guys. Now big step forward. Lift that leg as you come back. Yes, nice work. To the side. Pop that leg down. Big lean over to the left. Yeah, step back to the center, lift that leg nice and high. And give me that funky little circle with that lower leg. Yes, and come down. Good, finishing strong. Single leg balance on the left. That's it, big step forward, leaning that way. Yes, big step back, lifting that. Right leg nice and high. Right leg to the side. Take that step out. Nice lean forward. That's it. Stepping back onto that leg. Right leg nice and high. Give that knee a funky little circle. And then relax and come down. Give those hips a lovely little shake. Yes. Finish with those heels together and those toes apart and your 50-pound note between your butt cheeks. Find a focus on the wall in front of you. Rise up onto your tiptoes. Lift your hands overhead. Press those hands down. Lower those heels to the floor. Twice more. So we breathe in, we grow tall. As the heels sink down, we keep lifting through the crown of our head. You got it, guys. Last one here. Nice big breath in. Now, if and only if you feel confident, can you close your eyes for a second? Can you keep your balance? Can you open your eyes? Can you press down your hands, your shoulders, and your heels? Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. You guys are all done. Thank you, guys.